Hello everyone, I hope everyone is having a great day. Today I'm using Altenew's Ori Kami stamp set and some paper piecing. So we're going to use my card base, which is a piece of Bristol cardstock, cut and scored, and a piece of 110 Nina cardstock, and also a piece of pattern paper. So here I'm just inking up the elephant portion. It's going to be a one-layer card today, and I just needed to know where my image was going. So now I'm masking off a little base because I don't want the background color to go below the image. So I'm using Distress ink in Salty Ocean to do like a halo effect in the background of my image that I'm going to paper piece. So I'm just lightly going over the background, slightly further than the image goes, to create like a halo of blue. I'm also playing the Color Throwdown Challenge this week. So for more information on that, visit my blog and for a full list of supplies. So I'm going to paper piece with this Momenta pattern paper, and I'm also going to stamp this image 4 additional times. I'm going to build up layers of this image to make it look like it was actually folded with a piece of paper. And in hindsight, after taking so long to do this card, I probably could have learned how to do an origami elephant in the same length of time. This is not for the weak. If you enjoy fussy cutting, this is the card for you, okay? So I'm fussy cutting the pieces of this elephant from the pattern paper. This is going to be the very top layer of the image. So if you can follow me, I've got a little map here in the upper right hand corner of how many layers I'm going to do for each piece of the elephant. So right now I'm cutting out, well, I'm going to use this black marker to go around each part of the layers so that they all have some cohesive black outline. And I smudged this card like crazy. That mono sand eraser came in handy. So I'm cutting out each individual piece of this stamped image. It's not hard. It's a nice thick line. It's really easy. Just take your time and it can be done. Some of the images are quite small. You might want to put your readers on. Hint, hint. So this part of the elephant's belly and part of his trunk has no layers, just the patterned paper layer. So that's what I'm doing first to establish those portions. And then I'm going to start to layer up each part of the elephant. So if you look at the map, the tail has 1 or 2 layers, and then the head itself is going to have the highest amount of layers. It's going to be 4 layers, so it's going to pop up the most out of all the pieces of the elephant. And so I have a picture of that little map on my blog if you want to go check it out, and that helps you kind of determine how many layers for each part of the elephant and to make it look like it was actually folded. Now, as I think about it, the pattern wouldn't show up if you were folding this out of pattern paper. It wouldn't be as, you wouldn't be able to see the pattern clearly. Like you would have a messed up pattern because the paper would be folded, you know, in certain spots. So you wouldn't be able to see the circles as well. But I really like that part of this, so I kept it. I considered stamping the elephant twice so that it would appear folded if you stamped it twice and you used portions from each of the stamped elephant to make it look even more realistic, like it was folded. But I really like the idea of the pattern paper kind of popping out with it, so I kept it this way. I also did this with a piece of like denim pattern paper, And that way I kind of mixed up the pattern to make it really look like it was folded out of a piece of denim pattern paper. And it looks great both ways, but for these circles, I really liked this pattern. And to keep with the Color Throwdown Color Challenge, I stuck with this pattern, if that makes sense. Or I could just be rambling. Either way. I have a complete list of supplies on my blog and some still photographs of the elephant. I have a little helper here in my chair.
I'm really hungry.
You're really hungry? You've been eating all day. What do you want to eat?
Come here.
You want me to come here? You gonna drag me into the kitchen so that you can point at the food that you want? Yes? Okay, can you give mommy just a minute? Okay. You're so helpful. Thank you. So this head, this is the piece that is the highest on the image. So it has 4 layers of the Nina 110 behind it. That way it's the most protruding part of the elephant. And then it goes back down with the trunk. I super sped this up because it took forever. So now I'm stamping my sentiment, and I'm stamping it in Versafine Onyx black ink. So that's it. That's my card for today. I'm gonna go get the baby some snacks.